Hey guys, we are live for this AMA session. I'm super glad that you guys came to this and apologize as well for not making last week. Is that I was hoping to get more great questions from all of you guys, and at the same time wanted to make sure that we had great content in order to make all your, as you said, all your great questions on top of your mind answered today. Um, so maybe first thing I'll check out who's in the chat. Like always, I see Michael, Dan, Shal as well, Mr. Dragon Ball, great to see you there. Richard, super cool. Joseph as well. Burak, JM Estrella, really glad to you're here and thank you so much for the support. Burak as well, awesome. It's really great to see all of you. Thank you so much for being participating into these AMA sessions. It means a lot for me to make sure that we have this transparent relationship, that we could really answer any questions that you have and hopefully spend a good time with you guys. And obviously, not only answer questions, I think so, which is important because you have many questions, but more importantly, to make sure that we are aligned and we have the same vision that we've been building for the last 2 years or even more for some, and to make sure that we have this, meritocracy and open discussion. So, there's a lot of lovers at SwissBorg. We have a lot of people that have mixed feelings at SwissBorg, and we have a few haters as well. And I totally understand that we cannot please everyone, but for sure the main purpose here is, as always, to be super transparent. Just a little background, just moving to these new places. You guys see, big fan of comics and mangas. That little Superman, which is just here, that's obviously for dedication to Kryptonite for Alex. And so we're gonna start shortly, if that's guys good with you. So just to let you know, guys, going forward, we're gonna have the AMA is gonna have a little slightly different standpoint. We'll have one every 3 months, but it would be really like more conventional type of / investor report, quarterly results type of thing, and like that, you get even more insights of what we're building, and that's why a little bit we wanted to change a bit this chapter. First, before digging into the whole AMA, I really want to thank all the participants. Krua, Swiss 1673, Older, Steven, Cryptotoid, Cyrus 2001, great name by the way. Tagbira, like always, Jeet Salto, thank you for being so awesome. Denny123, Nearby Glove, the Shadavac, Gunnam148, Matias Enrique, and even yourself, Tiago Almeida Menezes, that had a lot of quite, let's say, emotional questions, and hopefully we'll be answering some of those that you asked us through Twitter. And obviously all the borgers that rest more anonymous and that are following and that will see this video, thank you. As we always do, this is really for you guys to make sure that all your answers all your questions get answered. So before digging into SwissBorg, maybe let's talk a bit about this T-shirt. Yeah, it's a bit old T-shirt, by the way. We'll have new ones very soon, but it looks cool. Thanks for the thing. For sure, we could ship any T-shirts for any of you guys. Just please then fill up the form at the end. We'll put a link. And like always, we'll be very happy to send some goodies. So market update. It's been a little, crazy last 4 months, right? Since the launch of the community app in late February till now, we saw Bitcoin going from 3,000 to 14,000 and now correcting. And, I would say the general tendency now, it doesn't look so great, the news. It looks like, through that different parabolic rises, we had a lot of momentum coming in from direct directions. We had a lot of volume, and so we have a lot of volume, which is great. But as it seems, it looked like now we might have this big support because we're getting close to the MACD, which is roughly at 9,100. If that does not help and does not support, unfortunately, we might get back to a new scenario where essentially things are not going to look as good. But hey, no, just checking, we're at 9,700. So we're really in that channel of 9,000, 10,000. So it's hard to predict where the market is going. And we definitely have all seen that there's a huge dominance for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin that rallied over 4x in the last 3-4 months. However, most tokens haven't followed that much. And we see that BTC dominance is just stronger and stronger. And maybe that's the fact because it's being massively used, and we know that, which is great. Now regarding CHSB, definitely not as good. And how can that be explained? It can be explained by multiple factors. The first factor, and this is for you, my friend, is that we don't do wash trading. And what does mean wash trading? Does that mean manipulating your price, buying and selling to different accounts? We're not. We believe that our token has multiple utilities, such as in a referendum, and that's going to be growing as well going forward with the Wealth app. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we never try to infuse fake volume or really make sure that we have this like running machine of speculating on future projects and going forward and how utility will change the world and all of that. I think we did our ICO, we did our referendum to make sure that we do have utilities, and we wanted to then concentrate a lot on our technology and building great products, and then making sure that the CHSB is at the heart of the ecosystem. Which means that there was not so much interest since crypto winter. There haven't been so much new buyers since crypto winter, and therefore there's a quite a rapid fall into the price of the CHSB, which is some way aligned to what is Ethereum today, right? Ethereum was at 1,300, we're close to 1,400, now it's at 200. So that decline is pretty much in quite in comparison with the CHSB. And this report, which will be showing and building new reports on CHSB, really shows that approach, which is that if you invested actually $100,000 in the CHSB during ICO, and you did that in 100,000 in different of the top market cap, coin market cap, the top 100, you would say that actually 50% of the token of the top 100 lost more than the CHSB. And there's a lot of them. There's NEM, there's Nano, there's Strat, there's T. There's a lot of great protocols or great tokens that lost as much or more. It's just this general tendency of what happened through the bubble in 2017 that now brings back to the mean, and now people are just, I would say, conscious about utility tokens and protocols in general, and they just want to make sure there's a real case to it. And goes same to even Ripple, right? It's at $3.35, something like that, and today it's probably at 35 cents. So that's a drop 90%. So everything has to put back in context. We are definitely, and this is my mission. Actually, last week we talked about a lot that we're splitting different teams within the team. Meaning that we'll have more product owners in the team, and we'll start mixing up marketing and product people with tech, and I'm actually building a team called the CHSB token, and that team, our only purpose and our only mission is to make sure that our token is growing in terms of number of wallets, in terms of number of transactions, and growing in terms of number of utility, and therefore obviously price appreciation. And that is really my mission at SwissBorg, that I'll be the product owner of the CHSB, and I will do all my best to make this, or where's that beautiful token? To make this beautiful token rise way higher. That is right now today. And I'm really putting my heart and my soul to make sure that we will do the best for that. In terms of questions now that Thiago was asking, just talking about earlier, there was a lot of negative comments, and again, I really appreciate that there's great positive comments, challenging ones as well, and I like actually negative ones. because when I see some criticism that is built on something, not like these fake BS type of comments, but some of them that have something and you see that, for example, Thiago, yourself, I mean, you've been really, for different reasons, let's say, questioned by it, is that we never try to artificially pump the CHSB. We never try to just create, wash trading, as I said earlier, and this is something that is very important for us, and we won't do it. We haven't been listed on big exchanges, and the reason is that we don't want to spend your money, our money, into getting listing on on different exchange. As soon as the wealth app's kicking in, which we'll talk about later on, people will be able to buy the CHSB. People will be able to use the CHSB. People will be able to finally realize what is the CHSB. So, we could have pumped it. We could have bought back our CHSB a lot. We could have, in some way do, fake volume and get listed on different great exchanges. But look at the same time, different ICOs who did exactly the same thing. They wasted so much cash, so much BTC, and some of them, they're good. They did quite well. But most of them that doesn't have utility that did that same strategy, and obviously I won't name anyone, they're not back in a total market cap of 2-3 million, whereas they were almost at $1 billion, back in the bubble. So that's what we're doing. Old Risben. How payment in the team is regulated in CHSB or fiat? So people have to eat, and we have to therefore pay salaries for the people working full time. We'll talk about the deal right after, but all the compensation and all the wealth that we want to get out is through the CHSB. So every 6 months we have a meritocracy, whereas that if we reached our targets and we did very well, we distribute up to 2% of the total supply to every co-worker at SwissBorg. So the roughly 45, and based on their salary and the KPIs and different other parameters, we then reward them. And we always want to make sure that people get salaries, but we want to make sure that all bonuses and real wealth creation will always be transmitted through the CHSB. How can our qualified employees be kept in order not to switch to the competition? Yeah, that's a very good question. So last week, for example, we had a company retreat where we had different activities based on sports, spiritual thinking, team building activities, creative thinking solutions. And what we try always to do at CHSB is we really try to be the best family ever. Whereas that, we can have sometimes fights and maybe some different points of views, but we always try to work together in order to be the best of what we are. And I think so there's companies who do that, but not every company will do that. And we really respect diversity. We're very open to religion, to colors, to sexuality orientations and all of that. We make it very, at your home, and we want to make sure that everyone who embraces their life at SwissBorg enjoys that. And I think so that's one of our key quality of working, which makes us reputable for it, and people love sticking in. What does SwissBorg have to retain in the long term? It's a CHSB token. The current value of CHSB is certainly not incentive. It's definitely not incentive, that's for sure. But as I said, that's my mission starting next week, to bring back the CHSB to what its value should be, at least at the end of the year. What can we expect to start the buyback and burn? Very good question, Abrika. We will do that in Q1 next year. As soon as we release the app, we'll have some revenue, and therefore we'll start deploying this. Key metrics. So this is a very fundamental one, which I think we will release more and more. And we had some institutional investors from the ICO and other community members that want more and more key metrics. And we really want to make sure that we bring transparency to the highest level. And for that, this is not the final version, but hopefully this is the first version. We'll have iterations on that, and we'll give you more and more metrics that you could hopefully enjoy and question as well based on that. So generally metrics, so we have roughly 23,000 address HSB, that's without counting the exchanges and people who have the exchanges. So we are probably roughly at 30,000 or maybe more, not so hard to say. We have today 23,000 people that are playing the app. We'll talk about it a little bit later. We have roughly a burn rate of 536,000 a month, which is counting everyone at SwissBorg, internationally based, all the essentially salaried offices, consultants that we work with, and we have 15 million left. So that's approximately 2 years and a half if we don't generate any revenues and if the market doesn't move either. So this does not count as HSB, and this counts if Ether at $200. Or sorry, today it's at $205 or $210. In terms of exposure to cryptos, so we have a well-diverse portfolio to cryptos that are driven through different strategies, especially for Bitcoin itself. So our main exposure today is BTC, ETH. Those are the biggest one. We don't have so much BTC left because we hedged a lot, and while the market gradually increased, we did lose some of it, but as well we protected a lot when it fell down the crypto market, right? So you cannot always lose on both sides. So we always tactically hedge. We still have a lot of Ether. So that represents today 13,000. We still have a lot of XRP as well. Some fair amount of Litecoin. And this is the reserved bucket we have of CHSB, which is 140 million, which represent 14% of the total supply. And then we have the team CHSB, which that is locked, so that's a little bit different. But these are 140 million that are for future expenditures and like the community app and different things that we expressed in our early white paper. So, Denny 123, are you looking at other lines of revenue partnerships with fledgling future Binance partnership with a VC? So it's always extremely tenuous to do so many things, and I think so at SwissBorg we really lived that where we wanted to do multiple things. So first, Binance, as obviously Kryptonite, there was a great show. If you guys haven't checked it, please check it out. And that was not regarding Binance, but regarding, let's say, a lot of things during Binance and during the crypto market. I think so it was very interesting, and Alex did a great job, and it's keep on doing a great job, and I hope you're really enjoying it. So if you haven't, please go to Kryptonite and check it out. And we talked about Binance obviously would be a very good strategic partnership. There's many other crypto guys that we look at and we talk to very carefully. We will talk about that a little bit later. Partnership with a VC, it's a crypto VC, yes. We will not want to sell equity because exactly the reason why we want to be a DEO or hybrid DEO, where you don't have shareholders, you have token holders that control the network. And if we have on top VCs, well then we might take the direction of the VCs, and that will not favor you guys. So we're not willing at the moment to do any sell of equity, and most probably in the future this will never happen. However, a partnership, if people want to buy tokens or people want to share, if they're within their portfolio, they have a great company that's building great, amazing Scala tech, and we could both work on different libraries together. Yeah, obviously it would work. We talk to VCs time to time on an opportunistic basis, and we're always, our eyes are open and our ears as well are wide open as well. Legal updates. So we still are one of the very rare crypto company in the world that is affiliated with VQF, which is the best self-regulated organization. We are renewing with them the affiliation, which is going well. That enables us to do financial integrity. For Malta, we're at a very advanced stage, actually very, very, very advanced stage. We're one of the only one, and this is to pursue the VFA Class 3. That will enable us to essentially do investment in crypto, holding of crypto, enable advisory, on crypto, and trading on crypto. So this is a great license that will enable us to actually do all our activities of our app, of our wealth app. So we're very excited about it. Regarding Cyprus, we went there, I think so, a few months ago, 2-3 months ago. It went extremely well. I think so. Right now, we're still at a very early stage. And regarding Japan, VC license, it's on hold. We decided to hold because it was our product was not the right fit for the market, and it was too time consuming, and the resource that we need to put was quite too high. So we're right now on hold. We're looking for different partnerships, how we could promote the app and see if there are different ways than pursuing a license on ourselves. Is there currently any real approach to professional institutional investors for the team which license required to manage their funds? So with VQF, we're allowed to do that. So that's the idea that we have. The order execution management system that's pretty much ready. Now we have the know-how. We know how the legal structure. We are thinking about doing this. And yeah, that'll be a great way to bring in asset under management. We still don't have a team that's put in place for this in terms of selling the product, but we are talking with a few different partners, and we would manage obviously the tech side, and we would manage as well the investment side. And for that, we have a few different people in the pipeline, and with the VQF, we're allowed to manage up to 100 million in a fund. And if we do it in managed accounts, there's no needed license required because VQF covers this. Team updates. So there's Pierre Nicolas that is helping in the video. He's an intern, doing great. There's Mark. We have Mark, which is amazing. Postgraduate. He's working for the data. He's working with the data team. Essentially, we have a new whole data team, and Bastien Muster was a very smart, intelligent, and great dude. Has took over the position last week of head of data. So we're a data-driven company, we need those teams that could be cross-functional, that can move from tech to product, to governance, to marketing, and we essentially move them all around, and it's great. We have as well a new person that's joining the marketing team that's very data-driven, that has great experience working for Yahoo and multiple different companies. He will start I think so in just early September. Super excited. Then in Toronto, we have Rutang. She's an amazing growth manager. I was very happy to meet her last week. And we have Damien as well, that is remote and is a fantastic Android developer. We are still hiring. So you guys looking for jobs with no people, it'll be a great way to obviously fill up the position, which is in Lausanne. We need to really a great project manager in terms of content creation. We need one of those amazing person. It'll be great. We need an artist as well, UI designer. We need then 2 juniors. One is for accounting, so more governance, and the other one is more strategy, so like a product person that has great data analysis, but at the same time has like maybe something going to business degree, something like that. And that will be for graduate program. For London, it's regarding business development, and one would be like execution assistance, event management, and helping the DAO as well. Toronto is more techie, which is Scala developers and business analysts, and then we still need one more front-end ninja for I think so it's iOS. Care to explain some recent departures from SB team, especially in the PR team? So we didn't have so much people that left from the PR team per se. We did have two people from Japan that are leaving for the time being because we're putting on hold, and that was essentially to get the VC license. So the operations will be coming down in Japan, and the main reason is that because it's too difficult to pursue the VC license, and we'd rather do something extremely well in Europe and Canada and other markets that don't require so much licenses, and then eventually when we get to a bigger dominant position within the financial world, then we go for those different licenses. But in PR, we never really had internal PR. We had people working in event management, but still the same team. I think so. The mood in general. So we just came back from a fantastic, SwissBorg retreat. It was really good. All the team in Lausanne are extremely happy. The London team as well, Toronto team as well, and the remote team as well. I think so. Obviously, you know, as we're a lot of people in Lausanne, the atmosphere and working day to day, shoulder to shoulders on open space, it helps a lot. And we have quite a cool office as well that we have, and enables us to to work quite a lot and enjoy a lot. So I think so. That is the best spirit. Tokyo office, as I mentioned, unfortunately we are about to reduce activities over there. So that has a different change in mood, obviously. But obviously we remain a very good relationship with them. They are token holders. They're very good friends. They're part of the family, and we will do the best always to keep them in our heart. Marketing updates. So as you guys know, Kryptonite's the big thing, right? Kryptonite, just Tom Lee last week was amazing. Polymath was a great one. I hope you enjoyed mine as well. A little bit tired in the 15 first minutes. Sorry guys, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't sleep so much, and we had so many different interviews, and I was explaining to every founder just before what I was doing, and then I was like, okay, this again. So the first 15 minutes, sorry, is a bit slow. The second 15 minutes was quite cool though, and I was really glad to do this with my brother, which is always very cool and is on a spiritual level. If you're not checking out Kryptonite, please, please for sure check it out, subscribe, share, comment, like it. That would be awesome. And please, if you want to interview someone, let us know, and we'll do our best to get him on stage, or her. Actually, more her, because we don't have enough women. Cyrus Chronicles. So from the feedback that I got from a lot of the community, some was really good, and a lot of people like, well, we want you to teach, this and this and that, and not about the ecosystem. So this is evolving a lot. We're gonna have very soon Crypto Market Monthly that we'll be doing. We'll have like SwissBorg reviews, SwissBorg some insights about like the monthly letter, but regarding that, so it's gonna change a bit. It's gonna be less theme based on blockchain adoption or on Bitcoin. And we will have that in the Wealth app too. I can't say too much, but we're gonna do a really amazing user experience within the Wealth app to make sure that people really get the big picture. Partnerships. As you guys probably noticed, we are now official partners with Crypto Compare in terms of events, in terms of video with Kryptonites, and we're trying to do better and better things with these guys. We really believe that they're one of the really smart people that bring great and value added to the blockchain space, great insights in the market, and we're really happy to work with them, and we hope that their partnership will just go better and better as things goes on. SV marketing strategy, especially in Asia, especially Japan. So as I said, so the community app did very well like in the Tigers, especially like in Vietnam. We'll show that a bit later. So that's one of the great strategy. We have Jane she's in Korea. That's a great market expansion that we want. Japanese, for the time being, as we said, our Wealth app product will not be released or not be will not be complied with FSA, sorry, and therefore we have a little stage back. So it's some way. It's too bad we cannot do that first, but we don't want to get into any issues with FSA, and therefore that's the reason why the expansion will not happen as it won't grow as big in Japan that we thought. But we will put this in hold. We're looking for different partnerships. We talk a lot of different exchanges, and people have licenses, and we are looking for a great solution to make sure that our Japanese token holders have the best of the CHSB. And if it happens that for unfortunate reasons we're not able to produce any Wealth app within the X amount of months, we're pretty confident that the CHSB price will make them happy. Main market the Wealth app. Very good question, Cryptoid. So Switzerland is one of our big markets. UK, Germany. We have then a lot of European countries. Then for Asia, we like very much Hong Kong. Korea is one of the big ones as well. But Asia will be developed in a later stage. We really want to concentrate today on Europe and Canada. Those are the two big markets, and we're having more and more a lot of interest from Brazilians. So that's a great market that we would like to. We went, and I went actually twice to meet our community over there, and I will be very happy again to have more and more token holders there. That'll be awesome. We'll promote the Wealth app in Asia globally when large-scale marketing will start. Yeah, that's a very good question. So the community app and all that was very organic. We really wanted to make this a test. It was a great way for the team, for the products, for the tech, for the front end, back end, everyone to work together and see what are our mistakes. Now that we'll have, for example, our head of SEO and SEM that will be doing organic, but a lot of paid, we'll really make sure to have a really massive paid campaigns, but as well events that will be turning around different countries to make that happen and release country per country. As soon as we get the green lights, then we know that their people are really ready for this. And we're very, very confident. Bitmain, still token holders, still in contact obviously with them, and we wish them all the best after looking at the video. What will make the difference for competitors? So I think the Wealth app, they'll have many features that will be much better. First one is going to be that this is not aggregator we're building. We're building the best order management. Actually, it's already built. You can go from CHF to CHSB within a flip. It's one of the rare tech that people have to have a lot of experience when to build it. That's why we teamed up with we hired one of the smartest guys, but we teamed up as well with one of the best guys from LMAX and other companies that build probably the best type of order management system in the stock world and FX world, and this is already the first thing. So price execution. Second, don't want to talk about anyone else. We don't take spreads. This is not something we're gonna do. And then we're gonna have lot of great products and services, and especially for you guys, the token holders, you're gonna have relative privileges. If the app won't bring the expected results like client base expansions, returns, or even the token value raise, how is we will deal with a situation that is different from market conditions? Great question, Dave. So what's the plan B? We have a lot of, within the app, there's a lot of features that does not exist today. And we believe very strongly we have multiple USPs that bring in the market. Obviously, the market is not as big as 2017. There's less people. Bitcoin is not the number one search word. But we know a very smart way to do that. And they could have a lot of different plans, right? If it happens, we don't really have the big demand. It's okay. Well, we could then switch a bit, and as you guys asked before, we could have a more let's say B2B approach by with our tech, that people could rent our tech out by buying or staking CHSB. We could potentially as well, for example, have a market that is more high net worth individual driven. We could then bring in security tokens as soon as we have the license. So there's multiple ways to diversify business models. But right now we're extremely confident that we're bringing something that is extremely different from whatever people have seen so far in this space. Community updates. So we have 22,000 people playing the app, which is great. So the same price for the money. Again, this is organic. We really are still targeting 100,000. So if you guys have less than 20 referrals, please be a referral. And by the way, everyone who will need goodies is now based on referrals and points in the game. So please, guys, please make sure that we grow a community. This is a free app. You're only here to earn and learn, which is amazing. There's no trap in it. It is what it is. And it's fun, and it does really teach you a lot about risk management and technical analysis. And we're trying to put a lot of energy in this product. And the great thing is that we have like 4.7, 4.8 rating, which is, again, thank you so much, guys. And if you haven't commented, please comment and give us a great rating. We have 77% of people actually have CHSB in it. That means that people actually are playing the game. It's quite crazy how people are picking up with the game, and the retention is still very good as well, which is really something that I'm really, really happy about. In terms of distribution and badges, we have already almost 100 Hall of Famers. I hope you guys are Hall of Famers. If you're not, please make sure you are. It's really important. We're going to put this in the blockchain. We really want you to make it special. It will enable you to have a lot of special features as well in the Wealth app going forward. And for us, it will be really cool that you get there. In terms of market expansion, obviously there's multiple countries. Switzerland is one of a very, very big one. UK as well. Germany again. Italy is a growing one. Russia is a very big one. Brazil, Vietnam, Canada, South Africa. We have a lot of growing countries, and we're really expanding in a lot of places, which is really cool. We still don't have localized languages, which is a barrier for some countries, but we'll hopefully have that next year. What are the plans for the community after the Wealth app release? Perfect question. We will always have it. The community app will be how we gather together, how we swarm in, like for example the swarm index, how it's built. Oh, by the way, didn't talk about that. I saw that slide before. Yeah, I don't know what's here, but the forecast accuracy, and this is the great about the community app, is that we always swarm in, and for example, this SwissBorg community index, is 52%. So roughly every one who's playing, we are actually better than most fund managers, because most fund managers actually score less than the 50% chance. And the idea here is to really bring in the swarm index and swarm in all the ideas, all the intelligence, and the community app will always be that. So think about all the things that we could swarm in, such as referendums and how you could learn and how you could let your mom or your dad play and get into the crypto to feel the touch, and all the education that we're bringing through crypto nights and as well through all their content. So everything will always be attached to that. And the other part will be that we will have, the Wealth app. But we're very happy to have these two apps that are extremely different from one to each other. And one is about really connecting and learning, and the other one is really more about investing and managing your own wealth. Are the rewards the community app done at the expense of the ICO holder? So in terms of Bitcoins, yeah. In terms of CHSB, no, where's the reserve pool, right? So all the CHSB, that's the we talked about earlier, was it 18? No, I don't want to make it wrong. 140 million that we're distributing, that is based on of the tokens that we had, and obviously there's some expense to that. You should take this in a very good way. So the community app, right, is for learning and earning, but as well bringing people from the community app to the Wealth app. And we're very confident that we'll have like a high level, 70% of people going through that. And the cost of acquisition right now for the community app, it's like nothing. It's like, not much work. And whereas in general, like to bring in people in is like $25 to $30 or even $200 for banks. So even if we think it's an investment from our side, it is, but it's the better way. And on top of it, it will really teach people not to lose money. We don't want to be a CFD shop and all these fees where 90% of their money gets lost, and we will market make on top of you and take a spread and all that. We want to make it fair, we want to make it transparent, and we want to make sure that you guys earn out of it. And this is a very smart way to do it. Are you going to add more language to the app? So yeah, I talked about that earlier. We will eventually, but probably next year. Now our big sweet baby. Actually, no, our baby is CHSB, but let's put it there. Our queen, maybe. Wealth app. So as you guys know, we are prepared for the takeoff for the Wealth app. It will be released by the end of the year. What are the questions you guys have? What will in the V1 include? What will be missing in the V2? The V2 said yes. So very good question, Takbira. We're going to include a lot of great things into the V1. We will not include right away indexes. We'll keep that for the V2. So hopefully by the end of Q1 of next year. It takes a lot of time to build robust systems. Please note that today we're only a little bit less than 30 people in the tech team. I think there are 25 and then product owners, so roughly 30 people. Coinbase and all these companies, Revolut or that, they're in close to 1,000 tech people. So we're really making sure to build the best system, to make the best user experience, to bring in as well this learning aspect to it, to make sure it's very secure, that it's institutional grade, and for that it does take a lot of time. Does SB plan a bug bounty system? Most probably we'll have that, and we're releasing to a small amount of people. We'll keep you on the loop for that. It will be available in Asia, besides Japan will not be able. Portfolio management fees, what do you early access for the app stores? Will they be deposit withdrawn in SEPA? Yes, for the SEPA. We will as well, for the portfolio management fees will only be transactions, and based on obviously who you are and when you participate in ICO, how much tokens you hold today. We will obviously find a very smart way to make sure that you deep token holders pay the less possible fees, and we will bring in more and more cool stuff. We're going to see HSB to make sure we have increasing bid, and we could reduce as well the supply and no sellers. Well, I mean, a little bit sellers, because we still need some for volume. How CHSB will be needed and used in relation to app futures? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So no, you don't need to have it, but if you have CHSBs, most probably you will have a lot of great features. You'll be able to access the platform. You'll be able to have a decrease in transactions. So that again will be the membership, but on the same time we get all the features where if you don't have CHSB, well, you need to buy some. How CHSB will be needed used in relation to the app feature? Sorry, that's the same question. How would institutional use the OMS system that you guys have developed? I'm assuming it wouldn't be through the app, but through something different. Yeah, so that'll be through a web-based interface. So if there's, if it's a SaaS solution, or if we're creating like on-demand, like pure customized solution, it'll be obviously different. Right now it could be used through an API, which is really good, and that's probably the easier way. If not, we'll have to build on top of it like portfolio management software or integrates in their portfolio management software. But right now, like a bank is, like a fund manager is using fixed protocol to be branched into prime broker, well, like Goldman Sachs or whatever. We could have a very similar situation where, and essentially a fund or a bank or wealth manager could essentially plug in and get best execution, best price, and at the same time total transparency. Questions, still more questions go. Are the index management based on the same cyber prediction algorithm? So we'll have very simple theme-based, capital-weighted index at the starting. We'll have as well theme-based ones. We're having competition at SwissBorg right now. Will be the best one. Mine is proof of stake, so all the green protocols. So I have 5 of them in it. So we'll have like different theme-based ones that we'll bring in, and more alpha strategies as things are going forward, like the cyber predictor, which is, by the way, an awesome, great index. And Marco, such as Tom and Bastien and Vivian and Yui and Hai, all these guys have been developing it. Congratulations to the finance data team. Our referendum still part? Yes. So apologize first thing. I'm very sorry that we haven't had up enough referendums so far. The reason is that while doing referendums, it does take a lot of time, and it will just unfortunately put the release date of the Wealth app even further away. So we will have referendums for sure next year. And we love doing referendums. One of my favorite things, referendums, to be honest. I love it because things are super cool, especially on the blockchain and all that. I just think it's an amazing thing. We will be building those, and most probably, as you guys just thought about it, it won't be through the Wealth app. It will be through probably the community app. OMS, are you still going to unload CHSB in the market to cover the costs? So we never sold any CHSB, and no, that's not the idea at all. So Diego, please keep in mind, we're not going to do that. The team, I never personally was able to sell even one of CHSB because they're blocked. I bought some, team has bought some. We're not going to sell any on the market. There's no purpose for that. How would institution use the OMS system? Guys at the low, assuming that was the same as earlier or that. About Cryptolia hedge fund. So the Cryptalian has multiple strategies, and all of the different strategies will be breaked into indexes, and you'll get ownership over them instead of having just a share of a fund. So you'll get that through actually different indexes, and you can wait as much as you want. So you can essentially have your own Cryptalian, totally tailor-made for you guys, and that's what we'll be bringing. ISO platform. So we had a stop on the ICO platform and an ISO platform. We don't have the license for it, and the appetite's not so big, but this is definitely not discounted. This might be something we'll consider in the future, and we already have a great ICO platform to just adapt it for an ISO platform. We just need to do like maybe 2-3 tweaks, what are quite easy to do. Would I ever be able to have SwissBorg in my daily bank account to fulfill my financial need transactions, salary, income, payment, invoices? So we'll have fiat deposits going forward, right? And the great thing that goes with that, we'll have as well a wealth management tools going forward, how we could really, enable savings and how we could essentially make the best out of it. Make sure that, essentially one day we'll have a smart mandate and we could bring something greater. 5 years from now, where do you see SwissBorg? Well, I see it as one of the pioneer, but not only pioneer, I say one of the best wealth management solution ever that is driven through its community. I want to make sure, and I want to make a stand for this, that our CHSB token will be the heart of ecosystem, and that we will bring transparency, we will bring as well meritocracy, we'll bring as well ownership around the wealth management. We want to make sure it's the fairest way, and that all of you guys get rewarded and in the best way. And we still want to make one thing possible as well, that wealth management could be cool and for everyone. What is the funniest thing you did as asked? Yeah, I read that question earlier. I didn't really know that one. I don't know. There's few of them. I think so is the one where I think I was very stubborn, where everyone wanted to go into class and their parents wanted to pick me up, and I just said no, I don't want to go into class. It's useless. I'm better at staying at home. I think so I was 5 years old in New York, and I climbed a tree that even Alex couldn't climb it actually. So I just stayed over there and I was checking out everyone, and I was like, even after like 4 hours, I was like, nah, I'm staying up, and everyone was like trying to bring me down and all of that, and it just didn't work out. I think it's my stubbornness, but at the same time, the fact that I was trying to be different. I think since as an early kid, and my parents always said, I didn't get one thing with you, is that why do you want to make everything so different from anyone else? And I think so because I think I like to see the world in a different way, and I don't like when people push you to do things. I like to make sure that if you think that something is not straight, just turn around and do your own thing. Last thing, guys, the DEO is just about to start, meaning that we want you guys more than ever to contribute in multiple ways. Essentially is that we want to reward all of you guys that have been helping us so far in a very fair way. Will you have a job board that you take essentially the work you want whenever you want, and as you're a digital artist, you want to create content, you want to make photos, videos, whatever. If you want to be translation, if you want to promote, if you want to moderate, if you're a campaigner, if you want to introduce us crypto funds, so you want to buy CHSB, or if you want to be, essentially engineer and work on great things as people have done so far, this is the time to shine, guys. We could keep it totally crypto side. You don't need to put your face to it. You can do whatever you want, take the time you want for it. It's really something where we want you guys to build this meritocracy, right? It's great to talk about ideas. It's even better to actually do business and make things happen. And this is the occasion for you to grab and to grow our community. And that, again, whatever is your skill set, I'm sure there's something for you guys. And we need more community managers for expansion. We need more fun, crazy digital artists doing crazy videos with the best theme song of Gladiator or things like that. I mean, I love those things so much, and now we really want to reward them in CHSB. So here's the link for it. You could obviously click in it. We'll post it in the video down. You have the link, and I really want to make that. Again, guys, thank you so much for making this. This was a short hour AMA session. I really love the fact that you guys are here for us. It really makes me so happy to realize that you guys are always backing us. I know that the CHSB token price is definitely not at its what it should be. We are doing our best to release the Wealth app and bringing utilities to it. We're making sure to always respect what we write on our white paper and to stick to the roadmap what we have. Change it whenever the wave or the current is bringing us to a wave, but we try to be agile and we really do our best ever to make sure that you guys are happy, you guys will get rewarded, and that you soon will get to a stage where you say, okay, you tell it to your children, you tell it to your great grandchildren or to your friends or boyfriends or girlfriends, say, yeah, well, one day, I was looking at the blockchain space, I looked at the blockchain opportunities, I had different things in mind, but there was this one project where, I was an ICO token holder, I contributed doing a lot of different things, and the thing was called SwissBorg. And maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years from now, when SwissBorg will be great and we will really manage to get this mission and to create a new, financial world, we will then be so rewarded and so happy about it, Babylon was not built in one day, Persia was not built in one day, Rome was not built in one day. Every great things happen in a very large scale, and it takes a long time to get to that. And we're still at a very infancy of blockchain in a very small, young part of SwissBorg as well. But I'm very confident that we're going to grow this baby, we're going to make it happen, and that CHSB forever, guys. So guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Love you guys. Keep tuned in and speak soon. Bye guys.